Alright, and we're off here with level 1. Pretty simple level, gonna avoid some enemies, gonna pick some up. Big thing with this first level is gonna be lag management. A lot of lag in this game. Given a Game Boy game, we got a lot of lag. So you're gonna notice they're sucking up and destroying a lot of enemies. You'll notice that they're just gonna swallow a fair amount of them in order to save time. That looked like a pretty close first level there. So now we're on to Poppy Bro. Poppy Bro can give you a fast bomb throw, a slightly faster bomb throw, or a dance. So we'll see if either of them get the dance here. Looks like they both got the Poppy dance. Well, at least they both got the bad RNG. They're about on pace then, just about even. The jump over that Poppy on the apple is pretty rough. It's definitely a difficult one to make. Pretty tight timing. Still seeing a lot of great lag management here from the runners. Going up to the climb to get up to Wispy here. Alright, looks like Rio is going to be the first one into the boss fight here. Wispy can either give you the wind like that, like he just did for Rio, or he can also give you the apples. Looks like they both got similar starting RNG here. With the apples, you want to be as close to directly beneath them as possible in order to grab them quickly. But it is a little bit riskier. It's easier for them to hit you. They can actually hit you and cause damage, and then you can't get the apple. Looks like Rio is already out. Kelpsey close behind. This is a very close race so far. Alright, so going into Castle Lolo here. Oh, looks like Rio had a little bit of a fall. Recovered pretty quickly, though. This room is similar to another room in this level. You just kind of hold right. Alright, so in the first phase of Lolo here, Rio got pretty much the worst RNG possible, which is, oh, so did Kelpsey, which is getting that that top row. It can be pretty tight to get all the way to that top row within the time of initially spawning, so that was pretty good. Both of them got it very quick. So you had very consistent strats from both runners. Rio doing a slight damage boost there right before the Lolo fight. This is a pretty RNG fight. If they get close enough to each other, you can actually you can end up getting 2 hits on them, like within one cycle, which is pretty good. I don't believe either of the runners were able to get that, unfortunately, with RNG. Both getting great execution though. Kelpsey actually might have gotten the early cycle. Kelpsey, the first one out. That puts her back in the lead. Alright, going on Floaty Islands here. This one can be really rough, especially for lag. There's also quite a few different strats for getting through this level. There's a number of different damage boosts that we might see the runners do. We just saw Rio get a damage boost there. That looked intentional to me. Definitely helps save time here and there. And you got a lot of health to work with in this game. You got 6 health. Damage boosts usually only do 1 health. Oh no, looks like we had a death from Rio there. That's definitely going to set him back a little bit. Looks like they fell right off the bottom there. That's very easy to do in this level. The water is has kind of an interesting physics. Very unfortunate to see that death. But, as we say with Kirby's Dreamland, there's a lot of RNG, and this is really still anyone's game. Alright, Kelpsey decided to go over the curry. Skipping the curry does save time. It lags the game quite a bit here. There's a lot of enemies on screen, especially with all the cannonballs. But definitely a little more difficult to skip the curry. Alright, you guys are about to see my favorite sprite. There it is. That Kirby face. Too good. Looks like Rio's getting some pretty good movement also through this section. Also opted to skip the curry. Again, trying to probably save that time. Let's see how kelpsey goes into this fight. Looks like she's gonna be playing it pretty close there. Definitely a risky strat, but with all the health she's got, it's definitely a good one to go for here. Oh no, looks like she just barely missed the star, but that only loses about a second, maybe less. Alright, we got Rio going into the fight now. Right as kelpsey's going into bubbly clouds. Rio also deciding to play it pretty close. A little mid-range gives them a little bit of ability to maneuver and get out of the way of shots if they have to, but that was very quick. Grabbed the star immediately. Kelpsey's going through bubbly clouds here. Pretty good. Playing a little safe with the star fees. Not a bad move. Those star fees are pretty awful to get past. Rio also getting pretty good movement here. Oh, going for the risky Starfree jump. Just barely missed it. Still saves time to go for it. Because you get a decent damage boost. Looks like kelpsey's getting pretty good movement through this room. Oh, perfect shot there in order to get that guy out of the way. Rio going through a very laggy room right now. Did some pretty good management to get rid of some of the laggier enemies. Kelpsey currently going through my least favorite room in the game. These enemies right here that are circling around here, you saw she just took some damage. Those are really hard to avoid. Their movements are kind of RNG, and they're just very hard to get to because they're very fast. Alright, going into Cracko Jr. here. This is a pretty easy fight in terms of Kirby's Dreamland. This is completely scripted. There's no RNG here, so runners know exactly what to do and where to go. Hiding in that corner is a pretty safe strat. That's what most runners do. Kelpsey just making it out of Cracko there. Alright, now we got this room with a big wall in it. You gotta bust your way through with the curry. Rio also joining that room, just getting out of the Cracko Jr. fight. Both very good fights. Looks like Rio might have been going for the glitch there, which puts Kirby's sprite into the background, but I think they just barely missed it. It's a very tight window and not really consistent, but it's a fun little swag strat to go for. Kelpsey getting pretty good movement through the curry room, as is Rio, both flying. Looks like they're both doing a good job to avoid the lag there in that room. Kelpsey taking a little damage, but that's okay. Still got 1 health left, and Cracko's usually not too terrible, but we'll see what happens here. Definitely a risky situation. Rio also getting into the Cracko fight with only 2 health. This is definitely some risky fights here that we got. Anything could happen here, folks. Cracko RNG can be pretty rough. Looks like Rio was able to get a little bit better RNG and catch up. They're both at 4 health now, basically completely. Oh, Rio gets 1 more hit at Cracko right before Kelpsey, keeping him tied up again. Enemies at the same time. This is an incredible fight. This is so close. The RNG here is so similar. It's incredible. Oh, Rio just getting out of there in time. Just barely made it through there. Oh, no. Kelpsey getting stuck here on this last piece of RNG. Oh, there we go. Now it's gone. Alright, so anyone who knows Kirby's Dreamland knows that this is where the run really starts. Mountain D to D is a big boss rush with some tight platforming sections. It definitely can. Alright, Rio getting into the low fight. Not great RNG in the beginning, but this is a good setup here. Very close race, both in the low fight. RNG in these next few boss fights could really mess things up, really change up the order. We'll see what happens. Alright, Rio coming into the next stage here, looks like. Alright, not going for the Gordo skip, playing it safe. Probably not a bad move. can do damage boosts to get through those Gordos there, but it's a little bit of a risky strat. If you miss, the Gordos do a lot of damage, and it can definitely be a run ender. Of course, here we're back at Cracko, RNG King, really the gatekeeper for this run in a lot of people's opinions. There's a lot of RNG here, as with some of the other bosses, but let's see what he gets. Looks like pretty average RNG here from both players, but we are tied up. It could not be closer. Rio getting great RNG there. Alright, and that's it for Rio. Finished up with Cracko. kelpsey's still got about one hit left now. Rio going into the Wispy Brief fight here. It's usually a pretty safe one. It's a nice little break before the DDD fight. kelpsey just making it out of that Cracko fight. Definitely gave her some bad RNG at the end there. Looks like kelpsey opting for the other stage first. Get the risky stuff out of the way. Taking a little bit of damage on the way in, but still got almost... Oh no! kelpsey just took damage on the spikes. That is 3 health. That means she's down to 2 for the rest of this match, unless she takes a death. Rio just finishing up with Wispy. Heading into the last refight. kelpsey's definitely playing it really... Oh no, there's the death. There's the death from kelpsey. Oh, that will definitely lose some time. Alright, Rio going back into the fight here. Playing pretty risky, playing pretty up close. Looks like they might be floating back a little bit, try to keep their distance in order to try to maneuver around some of those shots. Definitely maneuvered around 1 or 2 of those. Alright, there goes Rio right into DDD, the last battle here. Right as kelpsey's going into her second to last refight. With RNG, you never know what's going to happen, though, folks. DDD can be pretty cruel sometimes. You'll notice Rio tends to try to stand pretty close to DDD. The DDD will run up to where Kirby was standing when they started the animation, so by standing close, you can kind of make him do his attacks a little bit faster in order to help speed up that RNG process. kelpsey's going into her Wispy fight right now. Last refight for her. Rio not getting the greatest RNG here. If this keeps up, kelpsey might have a chance at the comeback. kelpsey entering DDD, both in DDD, both pretty close. Depending on RNG, you never know what's going to happen here. Oh no, Rio taking the death. At least when you die on DDD, you gotta go right back into you can go right back into DDD. You don't have to do the refights, but they're very close now. It is just barely tied up. kelpsey just barely in the lead. kelpsey getting some pretty great RNG here. Looks like this could be it, folks. Both players with great movement, staying very close to DDD, getting all of those shots. Getting all of those stars can be definitely challenging. And there goes kelpsey with the 14:07. She's the winner of the first match. Looks like Rio's getting pretty close here. Only got 2 more. Oh no, just barely missing that last shot. And there we go. Rio is also finished with the 14:48. That was a pretty great race. That was very close the whole time. That was a lot of change-ups there. It was a pretty great race, definitely all around. Both runners had great movement. Pretty good fights with the RNG, pretty even, and felt like that was definitely one of the closer races I have seen. That was very good. Don't forget to stick around, y'all. We still got at least one more race left. This is a best of 3. Kelpsey just took the first race. We'll see what happens with the next one. We should be getting started here in a little bit. Looks like we're about to get started here with the next race. I got my eye on the chat as well, just so you guys know. If anyone's got any questions. Alright, looks like we're getting started here. First level again, just going through here trying to mainly just reduce lag and keep moving forward. You don't want to stop in this first level. You should be moving forward pretty much the whole time throughout. Saw both of our runners there got the drop off of that high platform onto the mushroom. It's a nice quick strat, can be pretty tight. Looks like Rio getting out of there about a second or two faster, but they're real close. Going on to the Poppy Bros here, we'll see if he gives us a little dance. Or if he wants to be nice to the runners and give us some good RNG. Oh, Rio getting the dance. Kelpsey getting that good RNG and moving right along. Getting the jump over the Poppy on the apple. Getting some great enemy kills along the way in order to help reduce lag. Good damage boost there to get through. Rio does the same good damage boost. Seeing pretty good lag reduction from both runners here and pretty good movement. Going on the climb here, getting ready for Wispy. Alright, Kelpsey and Rio both in the Wispy fight. Let's see what kind of RNG he wants to give us. Alright, Kelpsey getting really good RNG with apples first. Rio also getting the same. Looks like they both got identical RNG here. Kelpsey getting out of Wispy pretty quickly. Rio right on her tail though. It was a very close race. Really any upset, any little thing could cause an upset. Let's see what happens going into Castle Lolo here. Kelpsey opting to go right over the microphone. Rio deciding to spit it out or swallow it instead with the door. Playing him through these first few rooms very quickly. Both getting good first halves here, going into the first half, or the first mini-boss fight. So looks like both got pretty standard RNG. Kelpsey got pretty good shots there on that top row. Again, that can be kind of hard to get to when you first spawn in. Alright, Kelpsey going under the boss right here with Lolo. Rio as well. Rio going for the double kill, but just barely missed it. Kelpsey not getting great RNG here, but still making it work. Rio taking a little accidental damage there, but at least they got the hit. It's really all that matters. After all, we get a refill after the after the stage. Alright, Kelpsey finishing out the fight pretty early there. Grabbing that star. Oh, Rio just missing that shot. That was very close. Alright, also finishing out the fight. Pretty close behind still. Very close run. Alright, Kelpsey having pretty good movement through this first part, trying to get some lag reduction here. Rio also headed into Floaty Islands now, getting through. Also doing some lag reduction strats from the look of it. Alright, Kelpsey going for the squid strat there. Rio going for the damage boost off the cannonball. Both good moves. Kelpsey doing some lag reduction here through this final part. There's a lot of lag, especially in the last bit of this room. Alright, Kelpsey in the cave now, going through. Rio doing similar lag reduction strats. Oh, getting the jump over all three of them. That's a pretty tight jump. Ooh, Kelpsey almost hitting that Gordo, but just barely missing it. That was really close. I believe those Gordos do 3 hits of damage. Alright, Kelpsey again going to avoid the curry in order to save a little bit of time there by not lagging the game. Rio going for the same strat. Ooh, going for the jump in front of the cannon. A little bit risky, but definitely saved some time. Saving those frames. Rio going for the run under that enemy. That is also a little bit risky. It is pretty close here. Looks like Rio might be moving up a little bit, trying to tie this up. That great Sprite grin. Oh, I love that Kirby face. Alright, Kelpsey going into the fight here. Let's see if she wants to play it close or far. Looks like she's playing pretty close. Rio also playing it very close. Both have enough health to probably boost through most of these shots that they might get hit by. Really the only thing you need to be worried about is those triangle shots. Kelpsey making it out of there very quick, just as well as Rio. Both having great fights there. That was, Alright, going into Bubbly Clouds here. Kelpsey just has a very slight lead here. Anything could happen. Oh, taking a little bit of damage. Oh no, taking the damage on the cannonball as well, but making it through those star freeze pretty good. Rio making that jump right through the star freeze. That is a very tight jump. Definitely saved some time. Kelpsey and Rio both doing some good lag reduction through this room. There's a lot of enemies with the, as my buddy Todd says, the lemon beams. They look like beams of lemons. I'm not sure exactly what they're supposed to be. Lightning. Definitely looks like lemons. Kelpsey getting that good snipe right at the beginning there to get through that room a little quickly. Oh, Kelpsey got caught up in the ledge and looks like Rio is just barely taking the lead. This room can be pretty rough with these enemies. the ones that come in pairs and fly in the circle, it can be very difficult to avoid them. They're somewhat random, and they're... Both runners making it into Cracko. Again, this is a scripted fight, so this one's not too bad. Really just gotta catch the Waddle Doos, shoot him at Cracko Jr., and then hide in the corner. So not too bad. Nice little break from this kind of intense split. Alright, Rio getting the glitch there. We can see that the sprite looks like it's almost gone, but Kirby's actually in the background right now. So during that first half, it's going to be really hard to tell where you are, but Rio looked like they did a pretty good job. As you can see here, it looks like the lattice is in front of Kirby instead of behind them. It's a fun little swag glitch. It's fun to see in the tournament for sure. Rio going into the curry room here. Getting through here without lag can be kind of rough. It can help to, instead of holding the button, but to kind of pulse it. Also, getting over those gaps in the floor quickly without dropping can be a little challenging. Requires some pretty well-timed button presses. But Rio and Kelpsey both having no problem with that room at all. Rio making it just under that Waddle Doo. Definitely a difficult thing to get around. Alright, so now we're back into Cracko here with his lemon beams and his Waddle Doos. We gotta try to shoot those Waddle Doos back in order to get to the end of this here before RNG makes too big of a difference, because the RNG in this part can be pretty rough. Tied up right now. Kelpsey getting a little bit of RNG that helps her speed it up. It's very close here. Whatever happens with RNG here will really depict who is going to be in the lead after this. Looks like Kelpsey getting slightly better RNG there. Kelpsey getting out of that stage just a little bit before Rio here is having a bit of trouble with the end, but there we go. Rio also is getting out of bubbly clouds there with that Cracko fight. Alright, so now we are on to Mount DDD, where the run really begins again. We got all of the refights we got to get through with only one health bar, no refills. So we'll see how the runners do with this one. It's definitely the most difficult part of the run. Kelpsey and Rio both getting good movement through that first room before the low fight. Not getting the best RNG here. Almost was able to get the double hit. Rio got stuck with the shield in his mouth, but still able to get the damage, which was good. It can be very easy to get trapped like that. Kelpsey almost done with this low fight, but just barely missing that shot. Oh no, missing 2 shots. It is just about tied up right now. Rio just barely making it out of that fight ahead. Kelpsey right on the tail. Rio back in the Cracko fight here. Back with our good buddy RNG. Kelpsey going into the Kabula refight. Looks like she's playing it pretty risky going up close. She's got a lot of health, so it's a good time to go for that, but definitely a risky strat given we don't get the refills here. Rio's getting pretty decent RNG here with Cracko already down to 3 health, but keeps getting him a lot of back and forth. Kelpsey going for a little swag strat there. Spit out the enemy and was able to kill it in midair. Might be a little bit of lag reduction, but alright, Rio done with Cracko. Not the best RNG, but not terrible. Definitely manageable. Going into the Wispy refight. Kelpsey now in the Cracko fight. Not getting good RNG. Definitely needs a Waddle Doo. This is getting pretty rough. Rio all the way back in the refight already, making quick use of that last room. Getting good RNG with the apples, getting first apple there. Kelpsey still not getting great RNG. Was stuck on that 4 health for a good while. Cracko giving both of our runners a lot of back and forth today. Not a lot of waddle-doos. Alright, Rio going into the last refight here with Kabula. Kelpsey's still stuck on Cracko with just 1 health left, just trying to get through. That's it, Kelpsey done with Cracko, and going on to her last fight with Wispy here. Still definitely a very close race. These last runners both just have 1 refight left, and then we're back on to DDD, and DDD can definitely be big run killer when going for PBs, or a tournament killer. It is a lot of RNG in there. You got to get those stars. Rio got a really great fight with Kabula there. Pretty quick. Did not lose a lot of health. Going right into DDD. DDD giving some pretty good RNG off the back here. Kelpsey in the Wispy fight almost over here on the last part of it. Not giving great RNG to Rio here. A lot of running. All right, Kelpsey is also in the DDD fight. This is very close. RNG play a big part here. Gotta hope these runners get very good movement. Both being very careful, but both staying also very close in order to get all those shots quick. Rio just a bit ahead, but taking the death, that will definitely set them back. If Kelpsey manages to get decent RNG and stays alive, this might be her race. Rio getting pretty good RNG out here off the back, though. Rio could definitely still catch up. This is not over yet, folks. Rio's getting pretty good RNG here, catching up very quickly, while Kelpsey is not getting some great RNG, getting a lot of runs. It is almost tied up here, folks. It is going to be a very close race. 4-4, folks. This is right and tied up. It is going to be incredibly close. Kelpsey getting great RNG here at the end. Rio just barely pulling ahead with that last. Rio finishing first. RNG was not nice to Kelpsey there at the end, and Kelpsey's just waiting on that last shot from DDD. DDD giving her a lot of runs. Oh man, this is rough. Oh, that DDD just barely done. Kelpsey done now as well. It is 1-1, folks. We still have 1 game left. That is right. We have the tied breaker coming up. So do not go anywhere. That was a great race, and I would not want to miss the next. What a wild run from both runners there. That was some pretty interesting RNG we got there. Cracko was not being super nice. DDD was definitely giving both of our runners a bit of a hard time there. That was it was incredibly close. We had great movement from both runners. Very excited to see what we have here for the 3rd race for this tiebreaker. I'm getting word this is the first Game 3 of the tournament, meaning that this is going to be a good step here for the tournament. My apologies for the audio issues here. We're gonna get this fixed in a moment. My apologies. Hope you guys are excited for this next race as I am. Looks like we're going to be going here pretty quick, or in a little bit. Just need a few more moments to set up. We're just about ready to go. And also, I just wanted to say, Wonder Llama, no, thank you for watching. Alright, looks like we're getting ready. We're going to be starting here pretty shortly. And Serenity Rose 96, yes, Earl Grey is a kind of tea. That is where I got my name. I just decided to spell it a little different. Alright, looks like we are getting started here with the first level. Again, we're really focusing on lag management here. We want to pay attention, make sure we're moving forward at all times. We want to make sure we're moving at full speed at all times, which means sucking up enemies, killing enemies with other ones by spitting them out, swallowing them, whatever we need to do to get through the level. It's like Kelpsey going into the Poppy Rose fight here. We'll see if we get a dance. Rio also going into the fight here. Looks like pretty good RNG here from Kelpsey. No dance, which is always what we hope for. Also getting the jump over that last Poppy on the apple. Again, that's a really tight jump. Got to see Kelpsey and Rio now both get that jump in each of these races, which is very impressive. It's a very tight jump to make. Both runners with great movement and lag management through this part, killing a good number of enemies in order to keep the lag down while also making sure that they keep their pace up. Kelpsey going into the Wispy fight here. Also, sorry about the sync issue. It looks like we're going to get that fixed here in just a moment. Alright, and it looks like we got both of our racers pretty close to being out of the fight here. Looks like Rio is just barely pulling ahead. Rio going into Castle Lololo, again, spitting out that microphone with the door. If you spit it out, normally it will cause a really long cutscene of Kirby freezing all the enemies and doing a loud screech. Both runners getting good movement through the first part of Castle Lololo here. Rio getting great RNG for that first part. You want them to stay on the higher two levels in order to the best time, but you really don't want them on the top level like Kelpsey just got, because it can be really hard to get that hit, but Kelpsey just barely managed to get it. It's very hard to get up to that top platform in time, but Kelpsey did a great job of that, even though they did not get the best RNG for easy, but it definitely was quick. Alright, we got Rio going into the fight right here, going for the... Yep, trying to save a cycle there, but just barely missing it. And again, you can barely save the cycles here by getting 2 hits within one, but it's incredibly tight. These platforms don't always like to behave the way you like them to. If you have even like 1 or 2 pixels not on the drop platform, you won't go through it. So it's pretty tight to get those cycle skips. Rio finishing out that low fight pretty well. Good movement throughout, getting a lot of good hits. No cycle skips, but definitely still a good fight. Kelpsey looks like she just also finished up that fight. Again, good movement. Didn't look like any cycle skips though, but it's alright. We got more movement coming up here in Floating Islands that is a little bit difficult. There's the water can be kind of rough. If you fall too low, you'll die. There's a lot of sprites on screen, also pretty much everywhere on the map, so you want to make sure you're doing a lot of lag management through here. There will be a lot of slowdown if you're not killing enemies. You can see Rio sucking up the seeds there and then doing that 3 jump. That's lag management, and also that last jump is pretty tight. Jumping all over all 3 of those enemies can be an easy way to take unintentional damage. Saw Kelpsey doing the squid strat there. It allows you to just hold right with squid in your mouth and jump, and then just barely make the last jump onto that platform without too much precise movement on the D-pad. It makes everything, the setup, a little bit better, and it's also very fast. Got Rio going across the ship here. Again, a lot of enemies in this spot. Going for the risky strat of going under that enemy. And Looks like just barely making it out of there and on their way up to Kabul. Kelpsey making it into the ship again. Lots of lag management. Looks like she's doing some good job of killing some of the enemies on her way through here. Rio about to enter the Kabula fight. See if he wants to play it close or play it afar. More than likely, he'll probably play it close. Yep, looks like playing pretty close. Able to avoid one of those 3 shots. That's definitely pretty tight. Doing a bit of a mid-strat here after taking some damage. Probably a good safe move. Allows you to avoid more of those shots. Pretty good fight overall, definitely. Kelpsey going into the Kabula fight now. We'll see if she's going to end up playing close, I believe, due to her health. We'll see. We got Rio going into Bubbly Clouds here. This is a pretty difficult one. There's a lot of specific jumps through here. Rio getting that Starfy jump again. That was it's a very difficult jump to make. It saves quite a bit of time because of the animation for them blowing up. Oh no! Rio takes a death there. Going back into Bubbly Clouds. Luckily, it's a quick respawn. Still a little bit ahead of Kelpsey. Kelpsey just going into Bubbly Clouds now. Oh man, Rio getting that Starfy jump again. That was ridiculous. That is an incredibly hard jump to make, and that was great. It's like Kelpsey also got a great Starfy jump there. Again, incredibly difficult. Great to see it from both runners. Rio doing some lag management through this room to kill some of the Lemon Beam enemies. Looks like Kelpsey is doing the same, trying to get rid of as many as possible. Rio going for some damage boost strats through this last room. Definitely a good spot for those. There's a lot of enemies. It's hard to get rid of them all. Rio going into my least favorite room in the game. Going up against my least favorite enemy, but managing to avoid them cleanly like it was nothing. Looks like Kelpsey took a little bit of damage from him, but is still doing pretty good on health. Rio taking a little bit of damage there, but that's alright. That guy can be a little difficult to get over sometimes. Rio and the Cracko Jr. fight here. Again, scripted fight, so it's almost like a little bit of a break. Looks like Kelpsey might have done, not sure if that was intentional or intentional, but knockback helped her out with speed anyway. Alright, Rio getting out of the Cracko Jr. fight. Looks like Kelpsey's pretty close as well to getting out of there. Looks like Rio almost got that glitch. Looks like it was a frame or two late, but it's always fun to see him go for it. It's a nice little swag strat. It doesn't save any time, so no worries with there. Looks like Kelpsey going down low in order to get the tomato to get some extra health. Definitely a safe move here. She was getting a little low, and you do not want to die near the end of this level, or you're going to be going all the way back to the beginning. Rio getting through the curry room pretty quickly. Having no problem with those gaps in the floor. Rio getting up here on his way to Cracko, just getting into the fight now. Kelpsey just getting through that curry room. Pretty good movement. Seemed to not have a lot of issues either. We'll see how nice Cracko's going to be to our runners today. Looks like Rio's not getting great RNG to start off here. Lots of back and forth and a lot of lemons. Kelpsey not getting great RNG either. It looks like Rio's is getting a little bit better, getting a few Waddle Dees there. Oh, getting about like 3 in a row there pretty quickly. Kelpsey getting lots of lemons. Rio only got 1 health left here on Cracko. Just finishing up that fight right now. Good Cracko fight. Clean. The RNG was alright. In the beginning it wasn't too good, but the RNG at the end was pretty good. Kelpsey getting stuck with Cracko here. This RNG is not looking good. Only got 1 hit left. Rio going into the big game here, as we call it. It's going to be the hardest part of the run. Going into these refights. The movement here can be a little rough. We'll see how they do. Getting the dive there, definitely a rough movement. Kelpsey finally done with Cracko. Definitely that RNG was pretty rough. Definitely cost a bit of time. Rio getting the Lolo fight here. Not getting any RNG that lines him up for the cycle skips, but that's alright. Still getting all the hits. Kelpsey just making it up to King DDD, or Mount DDD here. Rio going for the cycle skip, just barely missing it, unfortunately. All right, Rio is done with the Lolo refight. Going on to the Cracko refight. Kelpsey just making it into that Lolo refight now. Getting a good first hit, taking a little bit of damage, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Going for the cycle skip again, just barely missing it. It's really, really difficult to get those cycle skips. Rio and Cracko here. We'll see what kind of RNG Cracko's going to give us this time. See if he's going to be any nicer. Looks like it's been pretty alright so far. Decent amount of lemons. Oh, there's 2 Waddle Dees. Kelpsey just finishing up the Lolo fight. Going into the Kabula refight instead. Movement through this Kabula refight intro can be pretty rough. It's relatively short, but there's a lot of spots where you can make mistakes that cost you a lot of health. Those spikes, for example, will take 3 health. Looks like Rio got some pretty good RNG here towards the end. Only got 1 left on the Cracko, just about to finish that fight. Kelpsey just now going into the Kabula refight. See if they're going to play close or far. Looks like they're deciding to play pretty mid. Oh, getting pretty close, though. Definitely playing this risky, trying to save the time. Rio going into the Wispy refight here. Just about to enter the battle. Great Kabula refight from Kelpsey. Very, very fast. Wispy giving us a little bit of wind there, but that's alright. Doesn't lose too much time. Kelpsey going into the Cracko fight. Let's see how Cracko's going to be. See if Cracko's going to be nice to Kelpsey or going to cost a little more time here, like he did last. Cracko not being too nice yet, but Rio's just making it out of that Wispy fight. Just going into the Kabula refight now. That is their last refight before DDD. Kelpsey getting alright RNG here from Cracko. Last couple were pretty cool. Kelpsey only got 1 more hit left on Cracko. And Rio looks like he's just about to enter this Kabula refight. Let's see how he's going to play it. He's got a lot of health, but again, doesn't get a refill after this. So let's see what he does. Looks like he's playing it pretty safe, taking the mid route. Definitely was able to avoid one of those shots. It's pretty good. Cracko and is making it into the Wispy refight now. Rio made very short work of that Kabula refight. Played mid, played it safe, and it definitely paid off. Didn't take any damage. Is good for the DDD fight now. Kelpsey just entering the Wispy fight. Rio in the DDD fight now. Not getting the best RNG in the beginning here, but we'll see how it goes. Oh no, Rio getting sucked up, taking the damage there, losing a little bit of time, but luckily played it safe in that Kabula fight. Still has a lot of health left. Looks like Kelpsey is just about to finish up this Wispy fight and head into DDD herself. This is still aim with the game, folks. Don't leave just yet. RNG could really change hands here at any moment. Both runners getting about average RNG here. Doing pretty good, getting hits at least every other. This is very, very close run here, guys. This is getting very, very tight here. Kelpsey not getting great RNG, but finally getting the jump from D to D in order to get a hit on. It is 4-4 here, folks. We are tied 3-4. Kelpsey just barely overtaking the lead. It is 3-3. It is tied up. It is so close. Anyone could win at this point. Kelpsey is just barely in the lead with 1 health on D to D. Making 1 more shot on D to D. It is 2-1. Kelpsey taking the win. Kelpsey with a 13:03 and Rio with a 13:10. Incredibly close race. That was incredible. So many quick last second hand changes there at the end. That was an amazing fight. Both getting good RNG. Let's throw up some burbs in the chat, please. Can I see those burbs for that Kelpsey win? That was a really great race. That was a wonderful matchup. Both runners did a great job. They both had very great movement throughout. They both got pretty fair RNG against each other, I would say. And really, we got to see a good competition against both runners. Both did a great job, put in a lot of effort. Definitely looked like they were both giving their best. And that was probably one of the closest races I have ever seen. That was incredible. But don't forget, folks, Rio is not out of the tournament yet. Rio will be moving to the losers bracket and still has more games to play, so don't think that means they're out just yet. Kelpsey will be moving on in the winners bracket. Be sure to keep posted for those races when they happen. There's also going to be some more races this week for first tier of the bracket, so make sure to keep attention to Speed Gaming for that. Well, I wanted to thank all of you for joining the stream tonight. Thank you for coming and watching this tournament. It was a great race. I also wanted to say thank you to the great Todd Man for organizing this entire event. That was very cool of you. It was a great event for all of us to be able to participate in. Thank you to all of you for letting me do commentary for you. It was a great time. And make sure you guys keep tuned into Speed Gaming for the rest of the tournament. Don't want to miss any more of these close races. It's definitely going to be a pretty great tournament. So thanks again, and have a great night, everybody. It looks like actually we might be able to get some of the runners in here in order to talk to see how they did on the race. It looks like we have Kelpsey in the chat now. Kelpsey, how did that go?
Oh my god. Sorry, it's like thundering outside if you heard that. Hey, whoa. That was a heck of a race, the last race. I just saw the ending of that. Oh my god. I didn't realize it was that close. I thought I was way behind.
Yeah, no, that was incredibly close. You guys were switching hands back and forth throughout that whole fight. It was pretty wild.
Yeah. Yeah. I got pretty bad RNG first Cracko. Second Cracko, I think, really bailed me out pretty good. So, oh my gosh. Oh man, yeah, but yeah, it just, you know, it was, I think I played worse overall in the first game. I just had a lot of nerves. My execution was kind of icky the first game, and then picked it up second game, but I got owned by RNG and DDD.
Yeah, RNG was pretty mean to you in that second game. It was pretty rough, and with that first Cracko in the third game, I was pretty worried as well, but definitely got bailed out with second Cracko in order to bring you and Rio both into DDD at the same time.
Yeah. That was pretty crazy. I can't believe how much like the end game really evens out players, or it can. I really want to go back and watch and see like how we both did at the beginning, because I have no idea. But it was those are some pretty close races overall, so definitely GG's to Rioyner. How do we know how to say his name?
I've just been saying Rio.
Like Rio,
I think it's
Rio, there you
Rioyner.
go. Rioyner, yeah, Rio did really well. So you should definitely. I don't know if he's gonna come in here.
Yeah, we'll see if he wants to come in here or not. But yeah, no, you guys both did great. You guys both had really good movement throughout, and honestly, like the RNG between you guys was pretty even. Like you'd get bad RNG, and then a little bit later, Rio would get bad RNG, and it kept evening you guys out. So it, especially in the late game, it worked out a lot where you guys were changing hands pretty frequently.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. I'm just a whole ball of nerves because I got a PB right before the race too, and so I'm just like, I've just been shaking for the last hour and a half, like just pure adrenaline for the last hour and a half. It's okay, I'm fine.
Yeah, it's totally understandable, especially with like right beforehand you got that PB, which was pretty wild. I tuned into your stream at like the last second and I saw it and I was like, of course, right before the tournament. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I got the most insane like Crackos 1 and 2 that I've ever gotten ever, and then I was like, of course, it's a 22-second PB right before I sit down for 2 or 3 races. But it was a good time. It's a good time. Definitely had fun. I had more fun than I thought I was gonna have because I mean this is such a short game, so it really is like, oh no, we have to play another game, but it's like it's cool because you can just, you know, hit the reset button and just do it all over again. So I really enjoyed racing this more than I thought I would, because I've never raced anybody per se. I've always just like gone against my own time over and over. So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this I feel like this game makes for good like best of 3 races. 'Cause like I said, it's so short, and like being able to do the best of 3 really helps like kind of even out that RNG, so you can really see like who's got best movement, who's going to be able to like just get up those few extra seconds in order to get the run. So I like being able to do the best of 3. It's a fun format.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for doing commentary for this.
Really no problem.
Yeah,
it was a super fun time. Look forward to doing some more commentary for the Kirby tournament. It's been a good time. The runs are always super great and fun to watch. So thanks for running and coming in and doing some commentary at the end with me.
Yeah, of course, of course. Oh, well, I have to look at the bracket now and see who is actually gonna put me in my place next round, because I have no idea. I wasn't expecting to get through this round. I thought I was gonna be done, so that's pretty crazy. Pretty excited.
Well, hey, don't play yourself down too much. I mean, you just got a 20-second PB before this, so like you're doing pretty all right in my book so far. I think you're doing pretty well.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Do you have any last words for the?
Just GG's to Rio. He played really well. We had some stuff going on with Speedruns Live before the race, and I know that's just super stressful, and I totally feel that. And I definitely wish the best of luck to him in the other bracket going on. So definitely best of luck. GG's for sure. It was definitely a close time, so I'm really happy we had some good races.
Yeah, definitely. It was super close. Great to see the race, and thanks again, Kelpsey, for joining me here at the end, and thanks to Todd for doing all this, and thanks for Speed Gaming for hosting this whole event for us. So,
yep, shout out to Speed Gaming.
Yes, indeed. All right. Well, I think that'll do it for the race here. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Don't forget about the races later in the week. We got more coming up. We got a ton of more races here going on afterwards, and then both different brackets. So you'll be able to see Rio and Kelpsey again if you want to see some more of their races. Thanks again for tuning in, everybody, and have a great night. Don't work too hard.